Guys, welcome to American Contractor Show this week. And yeah, we are not in the studio. Surprise, surprise. We're actually out in the field. We are in Denver, Colorado at the roofing headquarters here for Northwest Roofing, which is one of the oldest contractors in Denver since 1963. Pretty cool. Paul Reed's a great friend of ours, and we are in his office for a little while here. And so we got to hang out, shoot some content. And this week's episode is coming, you guys, from here. So, got a lot of stuff to talk about today, though, and I want to jump right into it and not waste any time because we've got some really cool things that you guys need to hear about. And first one is really huge, though. We're going to discuss the TDI, the Texas Department of Insurance, and how they got a legal victory here the last few days. And this one's interesting, and I was really kind of torn about whether or not we should talk about this, but I think it's a big deal, especially if you're a contractor in Texas. In fact, I think that these types of rulings are important even if you're a contractor anywhere in the country. If you're an insurance restoration contractor, you do any form of like roofing, siding, gutters, you do some sort of storm work, for instance, like hail work, hurricanes, that kind of stuff. You got to pay attention today because this ruling, while it affects Texas specifically, this is going to be one of those things that I believe that the insurance departments across the country, the different insurance agencies across the state insurance regulators are going to take note of for sure. And so, long story short, I'm going to break this down as quickly as I can and condense it down. But there was a massive Texas Supreme Court decision that came down. So, in essence, there was a contractor in Texas, name was Stonewater Roofing, out of, I believe they're in East Texas, like Tyler area. They were apparently sued by a building owner, claiming that they had misrepresented themselves as more or less acting as a public adjuster and violated UPPA. I think there was some money that was being held back. I'm not 100% sure on all that side of it, but this is what triggered this whole thing to go on. So, contractors being sued by this homeowner or this building owner, I think it was a commercial project, claiming that the contractor that they hired to do their project had violated the UPPA ordinance, which is the unlicensed practice of public adjusting, and essentially acted as a public adjuster and helped them throughout the claim process, which a lot of contractors kind of skirt this line pretty closely, okay? And so, and it's basically, there's public adjusters and there's contractors, and contractors tend to try to help customers a little bit more to avoid having to bring in a public adjuster. And you got to be careful. There's lines there. There's things you can say. There's things you can't say. So this guy's getting sued. He turns around and says, you know what? And his attorneys, I'm sure, they say, you know what? The UPPA law, the way that it's written, is actually unconstitutional and is a violation of our free speech. And so they take this thing through the court system, basically sue the Texas Department of Insurance, the TDI, and say that your UPPA laws that you guys helped found are unconstitutional, and we should be allowed to speak about whatever we need to speak about and not be confined by our speech. Well, long story short, this thing ends up at the Texas Supreme Court. Texas Supreme Court finally makes a decision on it a few weeks ago, and they release a 26-page decision. And it essentially, and by the way, this decision in its entirety is on my LinkedIn page. The entire decision basically states that, UPPA is not a violation of free speech. You, as an insurance Department of Insurance, we can definitely govern this, and that you have to be licensed professional in order to really speak on behalf of policyholders and to work claims in this manner. And so it was a pretty big deal for this contractor, for the state of Texas, for UPPA laws. Basically, it's the first time it's really been heavily challenged like this, and it survived. And so that means that, this is going to change some things. Now, there was some very interesting language in there. While, yes, it did state that they weren't allowed to, discuss policy and to market themselves, specifically said to market yourself if you're a contractor as an insurance claims specialist or expert in insurance claims or something along those lines. You're not allowed to do all that kind of stuff. You're not allowed to advise customers as far as what their policy entails. But they did say, as a contractor, though, you can discuss the methods of construction. You can discuss how things are built. You can discuss the proper methodology around construction itself. So they left room open for supplements and for making sure that that part of the discussion is allowed, because you have to look at your scope, your estimate, the things that you're doing as you have to look at it more as evidence that you're presenting to the insurance company as to how, as an expert, this is how things need to be built. And so they did affirm that. So that's a great thing, and it helps contractors understand a little bit clearer now where the lanes are, where the boundaries are, and what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. So long story short, this thing worked. The justice said it's clear that they are, as a contractor, you are not allowed to describe yourself as an insurance specialist. That's not something. You're not there to help customers settle claims. You're there to rebuild damaged buildings, damaged structures, and you're providing very crucial information in order for that rebuild process to continue. So, very interesting situation. If you want to read the entire ruling from the Texas Department of or from the Texas Supreme Court, look up my LinkedIn page, John Dye. I have it linked in there. The entire PDF is there. If you want it, you guys can take a look at it and go from there. But it's an interesting case and something that I think as contractors, we need to keep an eye out. I did appreciate that they did say, like, hey, we can do supplements. We can speak on behalf of what it does require to build something as building experts, because that's what we're supposed to be as contractors. So big news, big deal, and something that you guys should be aware of. All right. In other news this week, this happened this week. We talked about it a few months ago. This deal was announced. SRS and Home Depot, the marriage has happened. It is official. They have closed on the deal. I was actually kind of surprised how quickly this deal closed. But Home Depot did buy SRS in its entirety for what? $18.25 billion. Okay. Really interesting. This expands Home Depot's total addressable market to approximately $1 trillion. It's an increase of $50 billion in market share. The merger is expected to boost Home Depot's growth with residential professional customers and strengthens its specialty trade distribution capabilities. The Home Depot CEO, Ted Decker, he had identified potential growth opportunities with residential professional contractors. So basically, he was like, hey, we want to grow into this part, but we can't right now. It's not, they didn't really have a good program for it. Their program wasn't doing what they wanted it to. This was a way for them to take advantage of a company that's already working with a lot of contractors and to grow the Home Depot footprint that way. They expect the market sector for residential professional contractors to be about $250 billion. So they're trying to, obviously, they're going to pump hard. You're going to see a lot of new stuff coming from SRS and Home Depot to try to get your attention so that you spend your money with them versus others. So SRS is great. And I didn't realize this. SRS has 760 locations in 47 states. And they don't just serve roofers. They're about roofers, landscapers, pool contractors. So they have a pretty wide variety of contractors that they service. And so this acquisition is a big deal for Home Depot, and they're gonna make, some people are gonna make a lot of money, obviously, but it's also gonna expand what we see from Home Depot towards contractors. Now, this one was interesting too, is that there was some challenges from Home Depot, and this is, I think, why they made this purchase. And this is indicative of the market in general. But Home Depot reported a sales decrease of 2.3% in the first quarter of fiscal 2024 compared to the same quarter in 2023. Okay, so that means that they're definitely trying to increase that as much as they can. So it's a pretty interesting deal. It's pretty cool that they're doing that despite its challenges. After this acquisition, the share price of Home Depot went up dramatically, and it actually increased 17.4% in the last 12 months. So basically, homeowners are spending less in DIY. They're spending more through contractors. They're hiring more contractors, which is great news for our industry. But it also means that it's going to change the landscape when it comes to what Home Depot is trying to do and what some of these big box stores are doing. And you're going to see Lowe's is probably going to step into the framework somehow. Menards is going to do some different things. And so get ready to watch big box wars as they're going to come after you. And, remember, you're the commodity. You're the contractor. You're the important one here, okay? Make sure that they serve you the best way possible, and you vote with your dollars who's going to treat you the best. If Home Depot comes out with a great program, which I hope they do, for SRS contractors and make it even better than what SRS is now, that would be awesome. Like, we would love that as contractors, right? I'm sure there's some things that you wish SRS would do a little differently that maybe Home Depot is going to do and implement to make it easier for you guys to do business with them. So great news in that regard, hopefully. But, at the same time, it is a little unnerving because unknown is unknown, and that creates some fear. Well, it is what it is. We just have to kind of keep going and see what happens. And, there's always options. Just remember, you always have your local suppliers. There's still going to be some local supplier, hopefully, that doesn't get bought. And if they all get bought, I wouldn't be surprised if some pop up out of nowhere to help service you guys and to keep the business rolling. So interesting acquisition. It's over. Home Depot is now the parent company of SRS. So keep that in mind, and we'll go from there. So we'll take a quick break. You're gonna hear from our friends over at Rilla and Infinity Home Services, and here in a little bit we're gonna have our job Nimbus report. But before that, you guys, I don't know if you see behind me, but it's a little sunny, but it gets dark, and then it gets sunny, and then it gets dark, and we've had hail all over the place. If you're not subscribed to Hail Trace, I really encourage you to do that, because it is the best software for helping you guys get to exactly where the work is and where the damage is as quickly as possible. And it really is the best platform there is in our industry. So go check them out, hailtrace.com. They're a great sponsor of our show, and we love them so much for what they do. And I use their software every day almost, I feel like. So it's a great piece of software, and I couldn't imagine not doing business with Hail Trace on my side. It would be really tough. So go check them out. But hey, we'll be right back right after this. If you're in the contracting business, you know how tough it can be to stand out and scale up. That's why I'm excited to talk about Infinity Home Services, a name that's becoming synonymous with success in the roofing industry. Backed by private equity and with a track record of phenomenal growth, they're the partners you've been dreaming of. Here's the invitation to you guys. Infinity Home Services is looking for partners like you. They believe in building strong, mutually beneficial relationships that drive success. And to get the ball rolling, they're offering your business a free evaluation. Imagine getting personalized insights from industry leaders on elevating your business. All you need to do is click the link in the comments or our show notes, and you can get started right away. And this could be the game changer you've been waiting for. So don't hesitate. Click that link and get your free evaluation. Hey, wanna ace every sales appointment? Then you gotta meet Rilla, your new secret weapon. This innovative technology captures your in-home sales presentations and then analyzes the audio to give you personalized feedback. It's like having a coach with you at every step, helping you refine your approach, boost your confidence, and close more deals. Whether you're looking to sharpen your pitch or handle objections more effectively, Rilla provides the insights you need to grow and succeed. Elevate your sales game with Rilla. Visit the Rilla link in our comments or show notes and start transforming your sales approach today. All right, guys, welcome back. And we've got another one of our sections today where we're going to talk about some of these videos that we find on the social medias as we surf around and we pick up cool stuff and stuff that's interesting to contractors. And today's no exception to that. And so today we've got a couple videos for you guys. I want to go over these with you. And the first one's a little interesting. I think you guys might find this to be the truth, especially if you've been a contractor for an extended period of time. Let's just put it that way. So let's watch this first video and see. You guys tell me what you think.
For rich people. Yeah. You said you only work for rich people.
Yeah, because when you fix a broke person's toilet, they always complain. It's too expensive. That only took you 15 minutes. I could have done that myself. Most people hardly have enough money in their bank for an hour of my company's time. But to a rich person, a $600 bill is nothing. And by the time they Google their problem, make mistakes and try to replace it themselves, they could have just been at work and making even more money. Rich people's time is literally more valuable.
This is an interesting observation, and I think a lot of contractors have experienced this. Although, there's two sides to that coin, but at the same time, when you deal with people that are more appreciative of what we do as contractors, it's a lot more fun to work for those customers that value what we do, and they give us, they tend to understand the value of their time and what we're doing. And, there's the old adage that you're paying for the experience a lot of times more than just the skill. And so this is a great observation, and it's something that you guys will pick up. So some of the top comments on this one is, though, this was an interesting one. Rich people complain about the price the most from my experience. I'm not sure where this comment person was from, but they commented that on the video, and I was like, man, I've kind of I've seen both sides of it. But at the same time, it's pretty interesting. Here's another one. The complete opposite is true. And then the third comment here is, are you kidding me? Been serving people for 12 years. The rich don't tip. Try to haggle and find your best price, quote unquote. I'll be real. Like, I've dealt with these types of customers for a long time, and the customers that are less affluent, that are having to take out loans and do different things, sometimes can be some of the worst customers. Sometimes they can be the best customers. But at the end of the day, your service is your service. What you charge is what you charge, and it's important that you understand, like, building value. I think that the more value you can build with your customers, the more likely they are to be satisfied with your services, rather than it just being a price exchange, if that makes sense. So, all right, interesting video though, interesting take, and it's pretty cool. But all right, next one we're gonna do a genius or gimmick. We do this about every week, and we love to hear your comments if you think that this is a genius or a gimmick. So tell us what you think about this zip tight cable that we found online here.
Taylor, what are we looking at with this thing?
All right, Stanley, as you can see, they look a little bit different. You got that tooth-like design. So on these specifically, you just twist the tails off. No more cutting them off with a pair of side cutters or anything like that. You don't got to bring those along. You just twist the tails off. There's no more sharp edges left behind either. They're called zip-tight cable ties. We got multiple sizes, a couple different colors. As you can see, super easy to twist them off. No sharp edge, just a super clean thing left behind. You can even try it there if you want, Stanley. Like I said, if you go over here kind of to the standard cable ties, you get those sharp edges left behind. You scrape your hands on them if you have them like on a wiring harness or something like that, or anything like that. And then just no more using side cutters.
Where do you guys find these at?
Yep, www.tightreach.com, tight-reach.com, and they're called zip tight cable ties.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, no problem.
All right, so this is a zip-tight cable. According to the caption on this is the perfect solution for all your cable and wire management needs. These premium cable ties are made from high-quality non-recycled nylon, 6x6 material that provides exceptional strength and durability, ensuring that whatever you are trying to tying down is held in place. And these range from $3.50 up to a pack. I'm sure that gives you quite a few for $52. Interesting concept, although I will admit, like, I've never really been super concerned about carrying a pair of snips out when I'm doing zip ties. I think half the time you just forget that the zip tie's even there, but it's always good to go back and snip them, right? And so this is an interesting invention. Is it a genius or a gimmick? You guys tell us what you think. Here's some of the top comments on that. The first one is regular zip ties do this already. I tend to agree. I think if you had enough desire, you can probably get a zip tie to do that. Here's another good one. We leave the sharp bits for the next guy as a sign of affection. Yes, of course we do. We're so thoughtful as contractors, aren't we? All right, here we go. This one says looks weak and easy to break. I mean, if it breaks that easy, I mean, I'm sure there's a reason why it's breaking where it does. I wonder how strong that zip tie really is. That's a good point. Here we go. Definition of invent a problem and sell the solution. I think we've all seen or heard that before. So interesting idea. It's a zip tie that literally cuts itself off. So it's pretty cool. All right. This last video I want to share with you guys today, this one is interesting, and we're going to talk about students learning about the trades. And this one is pretty cool. So I'm always passionate about students learning about the trades. Check this one out.
And I practice on what skills?
Laying out the bricks.
You've done this before. You got some skills there. Look at that. And then do you have to tap it to like level it or no?
Level it out. We didn't build all this. This was mostly the seniors. He put a few of the juniors in charge. Say like the lights or like the plumbing inside the house.
So the seniors, although they build it, you guys come in as juniors and kind of do some of the electrical.
I can show you upstairs.
Yeah, take me on the journey. Building like a porch.
Like kind of thing. We're gonna have fences, kind of blocking everything up.
You know how to read all this?
I had to learn how to read a blueprint, draw everything out.
What do you think about that skill, having that? What's your long-term goal?
Go into the union, take a step further.
Okay.
I love this. This is what our youth need today. And I'm not one of those people that's like, oh man, this next generation sucks. No. I actually feel like this next generation has such a great opportunity because of the demand that the skills are providing for them. That's going to create some incredible opportunities for them to go out and build really cool stuff. And you can never go wrong having a skill like this. Even if you go and pursue other things in life, having this skill that you can be self-sustainable and build something if you had to, and just be able to work with your hands is such a lost art in a lot of ways. But it's awesome when I see like the next generation taking advantage of that and doing things like that. That is awesome. So top comments on this video: this is what the district should be focused on in each high school. Trade is needed in the workforce. Agreed. This is another one. This is more useful than math equations we will never use in life. I mean, come on. How many times have you guys really worried about the latest algebra problem? ChatGPT can write algebra problems all day. I want to see them build a house. Finally, we are teaching some survival skills. I love it. That's the truth. And so this is cool to see. I'm glad that our next generation is being exposed to this, that high schools are embracing it. Even middle schools are embracing the trades now and making it such a cool thing for these students to be a part of, and it's gonna change the trajectory, you'll see, of our society and help bring more respect to the blue collar world. So, but what do you think? You guys tell me. Do you think that every school should be offering this? You think this should be something that is involved in all the curriculum that is out there, or is this just like a one-time thing that should only happen, every other generation? But no, I think it's something awesome, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about it as well. And let's find ways to bring the trades back into the lives of these kids. That's an awesome thing. So, all right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to share with you guys another part of the Job Nimbus Peak Performance Report, which you guys know is probably one of our favorite segments here on American Contractor Show. And it's information that's going to help you grow your business. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back right after this. Hey there, guys. Let's take a second to shine a spotlight on an incredible opportunity for all you hardworking contractors. We're thrilled to have Infinity Home Services on board this season. If you have yet to hear about Infinity, you gotta pay attention to this. Infinity Home Services is not just any roofing contractor. It's a powerhouse backed by private equity, and they're revolutionizing the way we think about roofing services. But here's the best part. They're looking to partner with ambitious contractors that are ready to take their business to the next level. So imagine having the support, the resources, and the expertise of a leading industry player on your side. And because they're all about adding value, Infinity Home Services offers a free, no strings attached evaluation of your business. Click the link in the comments or the show notes, and you could be on your way to unlocking incredible growth opportunities. Don't let this chance slip by. Sign up today for your free evaluation. As a sales leader, you know the importance of every customer interaction. So let me introduce you to Rilla, a powerful tool designed to enhance your team's in-home sales presentations. Rilla records and analyzes your team's interactions, providing detailed feedback that helps pinpoint strengths and identify areas for improvement. It's like having an expert sales coach available 24/7, ensuring your team performs at their best. With Rilla, watch your sales numbers soar as your team closes more deals efficiently. Don't wait to upgrade your sales strategy. Visit the Rilla link in the comments or show notes to discover how Rilla can revolutionize your team's performance. All right, guys, welcome back to the American Contractor Show. It's time for our Job Nimbus Peak Performance Report, and this week is a little interesting, and I'm gonna say I kind of feel this one. All right, and this one is gonna be a little bit different. So if you're a salesperson or if you're a business owner and you want to know what other companies are doing as far as salespeople go, this is going to be an interesting viewpoint here. So on page, this is number 15 on the Peak Performance Report, page 29. It talks about, on average, how many leads do each of your salespeople bring in per week? Now, this isn't how many leads does your company produce, but how many leads are self-generated by your sales reps, okay? So this one's interesting because I really didn't know where these numbers were going to lie, and the more I read into this, the more interesting it got. Like, how many guys are out actually looking for work as opposed to being what we call in the industry lead babies and just taking leads and trying to run with them. The industry average, if you are a base contractor, so it broke it up into three things. You have your base, your high revenue, and your high profitability. Base contractors, 1 to 3 leads, 49% of your sales reps are bringing 1 to 3 leads in per week. If you're a high revenue, that number drops down to 39. If you are high profitability, it goes down to 33. Now, what's interesting is The next biggest segment is the 4 to 6 leads per week segment. If you're a base contractor, only 32% of your salespeople are bringing in 4 to 6 leads. High revenue, 35%. And if you are high profitability, 44% of your salespeople are bringing in 4 to 6 leads per week. That's interesting to me because that means that obviously like higher revenue companies have taught their sales reps how to actually go out and self-gen. Then it goes down the line. It's pretty much, you guys can see the chart here, but 7 to 9 leads per week. And then it goes all the way over to 10 to 12, 13 to 15, 16 to 20. And then what was really interesting was 50 plus leads per week. 6% of high profitability salespeople that work for high profitability companies are bringing in 50 plus leads per week. I thought that was an interesting number that popped into there, but it kind of, it obviously drops down after the 4 to 6 and it's a lot smaller, but the synopsis on this is high profitability and high revenue companies bring in more leads per rep on average, with some reps bringing in 10, 12, and 50 plus leads each. So how to nail it. Most sales reps bring in 1 to 6 leads per week. If one of your reps goes beyond that mark, they deserve some recognition. And I don't know how you guys pay people, but I know that in some businesses, they do offer some incentives for people that are self-generating their own work versus living off of the company's marketing efforts. Obviously, leads tend to be almost like a gift a lot of times for some salespeople. I know as a salesperson, sometimes it's good when you get, a free lead, basically. Like you get to go out and run it, not have to go out and search for that customer that day. But honestly, there's so much opportunity out there that salespeople need to be salespeople 100% of the time. So you can't just take off your sales rep hat and put on whatever hat you're going to do. You need to be known as the guy, whether it be roofing, siding, gutters, whatever, electrician, painter, flooring, whatever you do, landscaper. You need to be that guy no matter where you are at all times in order for you to become that self-gen person that can generate leads and really grow something. So I really appreciate that information and them sharing that with us. I will share with you guys too that there are some resources that I really like. There are some people that I think are really, really good at teaching you how to become better at that. I'm going to throw some plugs out there, and this is just me sharing some information with you. But if you want to learn how to be a really good in-home sales rep, Top Rep is an incredible program. Chuck Toki, it's like a sales training event where they come out and they actually teach you how to, and you compete with other people and you learn how to do in-home sales presentations. But if you want to learn how to be a good door knocker, Deshaun Bryant, Adam Bensman, these guys are really, really good at helping people understand how to get out in front of people, get in the doors, generate their own leads, and build sales books that are huge. And then if you really want to learn how to, if you're an insurance restoration guy and you want to learn how to get insurance agents to actually refer work to you, Restoration Referral System, Matt Danskin, look him up. He has a phenomenal program that a lot of contractors love because it helps them teach their reps how to go out and build those relationships with the agents to where they refer work to them. And then you're constantly getting work. You're not having to worry about, are there enough leads for us this week? What if there's a slow week? What happens if there's anything else? You control your destiny. It makes you a lot more valuable as a salesperson. So great information. Thank you, Job Nimbus, for putting these reports together because they really give us a good insight as to what works and what doesn't in the industry. And I really appreciate that. Guys, this has been American Contractor Show coming to you from Denver from the Northwest Roofing office. Thank you so much to Paul Reed and the team here in Northwest for allowing me to borrow their space and to shoot this week's episode while we're out here in Colorado. They have a phenomenal business, and if you want to go check them out, check out Northwest Roofing. I love Paul and Kim and Commercial Roofing Academy and all the cool things that they're a part of. Hope in the Valley, Roofers in Recovery. Such great people with such great hearts that are trying to help the industry become better and provide the resources and the knowledge that can help you guys become awesome. So thank you guys. Thank you, Northwest Roofing, for making this possible. And guys, this is all about you guys. Our mission is to empower, equip, and motivate contractors, and I hope that you guys are hopefully getting something out of this. But I'm excited to see you guys next week as we continue down the journey of helping you guys become the best contractors that you can be. In the meantime, go build something awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you next week here at American Contractor Show. Thanks for joining us today on the American Contractor Show. Be sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and leave your comments below. We'll see you guys in the next one.